This is a Lenten reflection written by my friend, Father Matthew Nwafor, and it's about the testimony and implication of the resurrection. For centuries, debates and arguments have been conducted on the question of the resurrection of Jesus. The story of Jesus' rising from the dead was unique and unlike the earlier Egyptian, Canaanite, and Hellenistic myths in which gods died and rose as symbols of seasonal cycles of life and death. It also differs from the philosophical tradition, such as Plato's dualism, in which the world of forms contains realities, while the world of matters only the reflections. The unfathomable difference is that Jesus' resurrection occurred in history and was supported by evidence of his empty tomb, appearances, eating, and interactions with identifiable people who narrated their encounter with him. Also, the meaning of the resurrection, not as the rising of the disembodied soul, but also of the body, was extraordinary and uncommon. Far from engaging in philosophical arguments on the resurrection, which focuses mainly on the meaning of words, their coherence, consistency, rationality, etc., we're all rather interested in drawing out the metaphysical and theological implications of the resurrection event. This is not because the resurrection falls short of any of these other approaches, but because they do not often enrich us with the power and grace rooted in this glorious event. In the theological approach to this rare phenomenon, we connect with the transcendental power it holds, which can transform our lives. The resurrection is a testimony that the crucifixion and death of Jesus is a sacrifice that is being offered and received by God. Jesus' death would have been seen as punishment for breaking Roman and Jewish laws if the resurrection had not occurred. The resurrection became a vindication that he was on a divine mission of salvation. In it lies the evidence that the Father accepted his sacrifice and will use it to justify all who come to God through him. This is the simple message and mission of the church to the world, that the price for our sins has been paid, that salvation has been wrought for us through the sacrificial death of the Son of God, and that his rising from the dead has proved his truth and has justified all who receive him. No wonder Jesus' first appearance on the evening of the day of his resurrection was to his apostles, the pillars of the church. When he came and stood in their midst, he breathed the power of the Spirit on them and authorized them to continue the same mission of forgiving sins. Here are the essential, practical messages of the resurrection and the hope it offers for us to believe. That resurrection is our story, that we do not fight for victory, but from victory. Our war against sin, evil, the world, and the devil is a fight with the assurance of a secure victory. If you do not give up the fight or become complacent in it, your final victory will be assured. So do not fear when evil seems to thrive. In the words of Bishop Barron, what we do as a church is mop-up work, akin to completing a military conquest by capturing or killing the remaining enemy troops. Happy Easter to all of you from Sheepdog. May God bless you all this Resurrection Sunday.